Hi, this is Laura of Laura's Lessons, and here I am at my resource, Spelling Worksheets Templates Pack, and I'm going to show you how to customize this resource with your own spelling words, and then you can reuse this as many times as you wish. I am assuming no knowledge here, so I'm taking it right from the top. You've purchased this resource, and now you have the ability to download. Choose a place for your download. I'm picking the desktop, and it downloads pretty quickly. Then I am going to go to the location of the folder, which is my desktop, and you'll see that it has a zipper. That just compresses the folder so multiple files can be downloaded at once. So what I did is I right-clicked. If you have a PC, you can right-click. It'll give you a menu, and then go to Extract All, which unzips the folder and asks you where you want those documents inside that folder to go. It'll name a location. Usually it puts it in the same folder where you got it from. So now that folder is on my desktop, but it's up here where it says spelling words. And when you open it up, you will see all of these different worksheets. Now there is a PDF file in there called directions, and that might be helpful for you to open to get an overview of the resource and what you can do with it. The rest of these I'll go through. Basically, it's all built on a text box, and these are all templates. So I'm going to click on Choose the Correct Word, let it open up. So if you can see, I did different spellings of the word word in different orders. But now you can go in here and change this to your words. So let's say your word is, I'm going to just use color words here. So first of all, what I'm going to have to do is click up here to where it says Enable Editing, okay, in this yellow band at the top. Okay, now I can click inside the box, and I'm going to change these to color words. Actually, if that happens, if the text box just totally goes away, if you click up here in this backwards arrow and hit undo, it will give it back to you, just in case it kind of disappears. So what I'm going to do is I put my cursor in, and I'm going to backspace instead of deleting the whole thing. And I am going to use the color word green, but I'm going to mix up the letters. And then perhaps this one, I'm going to put E-N-E-R-G. And then this one will be the correct word, because the object of this is they're supposed to find the correctly spelled word, circle it, and then write it on the line. Let's see, another way to spell it. G-E-R-E-N. There we go. Okay, so there are 4 different ways to spell it. So you'll see at the top it says Document 2. What you're going to want to do is rename this. Do a Save As. Find a place to save it. Let me find... I really want to put it on this PC. I would like to put it into my desktop. I'll put it in a new folder in my documents, and these are going to be my color word spelling. And say okay. And this is choose the correct spelling. And say save. Okay. So basically what you're going to do is just do the same thing in each of these text boxes with different spelling words. Now let's move on to another one. To identify the misspelled word. So this one is kind of the opposite one, but the same idea. Type in a sentence with a misspelled word. So I am going to just put actually I've got to say enable editing, good reminder. Get my cursor right in, backspace, and I have to make up a sentence with the spelling word spelled incorrectly. So I'm going to say the green grass needs to be mowed. So basically now what's going to happen is they're going to find, circle the word green because it's misspelled, and then write the word green. So this one might be, I see a bird in the blue sky. So again, they're going to circle the incorrect word and write it here. And you'll do that for each one of the 10 sentences. Now I'm going to save this as, put it into, not blog post, color word spelling. And this is find the misspelled word. And I'm going to say save. And these are color words. Okay, let's open up another one. Now this one is just, these are just like blank lines that you can put on if you're running two-sided, if you are doing a worksheet for spelling words. That's what that one's about. And then that goes on the back of the spelling test form right here. Okay, so one side would be this blank form and the other side would have those blank lines, and then you cut it in half and you've got a spelling sheet to write the spelling words on. That's just what that's for. No editing needed. So let's go back up to scrambled word spelling. All right, so basically, again, you're going to get into this in a text box, and this is catching me every single time, and this is probably catching you too. You have to click on Enable Editing, and that's just a function of Word. That's not something I can really turn off. So you're going to just list all of your color words, all of your spelling words. I just happen to be using color words, so that way I don't have to think too hard in this example. Red, yellow, and so on. You kind of get the idea, but you just kind of mouse over, put your cursor in, backspace, and that helps it so the whole text box doesn't disappear, and then you can just type in what you want. So now these are all spelling text boxes in here too, and see how it kind of like lights up. There's kind of like a rectangle around it and your cursor's inside. So then all you have to do is backspace, and now what you're going to do is type in the letters, but in a scrambled order. So let's try for red. E, and I usually leave a space, R, leave a space, D. By default, Word likes to be the boss and put capitals when it thinks it's the beginning of a sentence, but you can just like get in there and show it who's boss. With that, and just make it lowercase again. So blue might be E space B space U space L. Another way to fix that is if you select it all and go up to the letters, upper and lowercase, just say you want it all lowercase up here from the menu, and it will go all lowercase then. All right, and once again, once you have all of your spelling words in, we're going to save this as, go to the folder and say this one is the unscramble color words, or your word list, or whatever it is you want to call it that's going to help you remember what this is going to be later. Let's go back to the menu and grab another worksheet. Oh, the spelling homework template page. So basically, this is what I used to send home on Mondays with all of the spelling words, so that way the parents could practice with them and then also take a practice test. You know, once again, I'm going to click Enable Editing. This is the week of October 11th. And then you can just get right in here and backspace and then type in your spelling word list. Blue, red, yellow, and so on. You just go the rest of the way down the list. There's space for 10 words. Yeah, and you could probably squeeze more in if you played with the spacing a little bit. That's just a text box, so you should be able to do that. And then also, I believe I made this as a text box as well, although perhaps not. It doesn't look like I can get my cursor in there. But let me try it. Yes, you can. You can get your cursor. So if you wanted to change the date and say, I want you to return the right side of your paper by Thursday, you can do that. So you can change the words for the directions as well. And again, I'm going to go to File, Save As. This is spelling homework. You can also name these, like if you do your spelling like by weeks, like this is week 23 or week 10, or I'm just going to call these color words. Just something that you can identify this later. Back to the drawing board. We did the spelling test form. Let's do word-based spelling. Ooh, this one's kind of fun. So this is if you happen to have spelling words that have a specific word base, like ET, AT. You could even put in like OAT if you've got multiple, but this is an example of that. So suppose last week we did the ET words or AT words. Now this week, whoops, again, if anything disappears, just hit that back button and it's all going to come back to you. I'm getting my cursor in there and I'm hitting just the backspace and not delete. That's easy to do. So let's say instead of AT, this week we're doing EN. And I find it's a little bit clearer if you leave a space in between letters to do that. So then we have to get back up here into each one of these letter boxes. And you want to make sure that it is a letter that makes a spelling word. So let's just make this a capital B because the letter or the name Ben could be a spelling word. And then I just go through the alphabet in my head. A, B, C, D, den. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put my cursor in here and make that into a D. E, F, fen is not a word. H, hen is a word. So I'm going to leave that H there. But let me see. H, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Ken could be a word, a name. Whoops. Lost the whole thing, never fear. Click on the undo button, and I think it's good you can see that that happens to me as well. I'm going to put a capital K for Ken. Hen is good, men is good, pen is good. Wren, I could add a W to that and make it the bird wren, but I think instead I am going to make it a T for 10. We've got an S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. Well, we could put a WH for when. And if it doesn't quite fit, like there we kind of lost the W, it was just like a little bit too wide. I think we can expand these text boxes, or the other alternative is you can make it just a slightly smaller font. We're using Century Gothic. There we go. So yeah, so if you just mouse over it and make it a slightly smaller font, it works. So then would work, Chen, let's see, there's probably another word in there, but you get the idea. You just kind of make sure that you've got your spelling word list and everything is there. So I'm just going to do this then to save as. Obviously, this last one would not work for color words. So I am just going to put it in my documents and call this my EN word family. There we go. All right, let's see what we've got next. Word search spelling. Oh, this one's fun. Okay, so basically this is a table. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the words that you want them to find over here. And again, you just put your cursor in, backspace. Oh, again, here we go, enable editing. That's going to happen to you. If it doesn't work, check for that enable editing. So we're going to put yellow. We're going to put blue. And let's put red. And then what you can do is fill in the words first here. And I am going to go up here to table design because we can't really see where the boxes are, where this is. And I am going to say in the layout, view grid lines. So from the layout menu, choose view grid lines. And now you'll get all of the little boxes. They won't print. Whoops, that was a big mistake. Just hit undo, okay? Because what happened was it deleted all those cells and then just made it smaller instead of deleting what was inside. But that's okay. So what we can do though is just kind of get in here. Let me see if it'll let me delete. Yeah, no. So we're going to have to get in here and delete each letter. That is making sense. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this, putting one letter in each box. And really, you could even probably not delete these words, just leave them in there, and that would just be more to like fill in if you wanted to. But I'm just going to put in a few here. So I'm going to put red right here, R, E, D, and they might see these other words as a possibility, but since they're not on the list, you know, that it should still work out okay. Let me get yellow in here. I'm going to put yellow going vertically. Y, E, whoops, that's not an E, there's an E. L, L, O, W. So once you get all the words in, at this point, if you want to have a key so you know where the answers are, print it out now with the key or save it as word search key. And then that way you'll know where all the words are. Once you get all the words in, I just go through and I just like randomly type other letters. Sometimes I'll even just do A, B, C to kind of keep, you know, D, E, F, G. If you've put 10 words in, you're not going to have as many blank spaces to fill. But now you're kind of seeing the idea. All of these are going to get filled up with a random letter. And then the words are going to be hidden. Hopefully that makes sense. So now let's go up here, save as. I'm going to go back to, and I'm just going to call this word search color words. All right, we're working our way through. I appreciate your patience. Write missing letter. So here we go. So basically this is the same kind of idea again, where you're going to put in your spelling word list over in the pencil, and you knew it. We're supposed to click enable editing. So I'm down here on the pencil and I'm typing in my spelling word list. Blue, red, yellow, and I would continue down until I had all 10. And then up here, you're going to leave a blank. So this one, whoops, and again, if there's a boo-boo, just hit undo. And you kind of get your, sometimes it's easy to hit something that deletes the whole thing instead of backspacing. So I'm going to put in some letters, but leave something missing. And so that blank is for the missing one. So you can move your cursor and put in a letter wherever it needs to go. Whoops. Okay, so I want them to write in the E, so I shouldn't put the E. There we go. Another thing, it can help a bit with formatting, especially if you've got younger children, to leave a space between each letter. You know, it just is visually a little bit better. And again, if you get that annoying word tendency to make the first letter capital, you can just get your cursor back in there and make it lowercase, or select it all, come up here to the menu, and then click lowercase, and it'll all go lowercase. So there's that one. And again, you can go through the whole save as thing and save it where you want it to be, and then that won't overwrite the original template. And coming down here, write spelling word sentences. So basically, you're going to have them write a sentence for each spelling word. So once again, all you have to do is enable editing, get in here, and type in the spelling word. Helps to spell it correctly at this point. If you don't want it sentence case, you can just come up here and tell it lowercase, or go back in and make it lowercase. So yeah, so this one's so easy. You would just put in like all your spelling words. And this is meant to be two-sided. And let's see, write spelling words. All right, this one is just like simple, super easy. You put in, get into the text box, enable editing, get into the text box, backspace, and put in the word that you want them to write 2 times on the line. And then again, you would do the save as for each one. This, you'll see we are working in Microsoft Word. This works best if you have the Microsoft Word program, either in Windows, the Windows version, or the Apple version, Mac, Word for Mac. I have not tried it honestly with Google Drive, but I have sold a lot of these, this resource, and I haven't had any complaints. But yeah, it really works best. It was designed for and works best with Microsoft Word. So if you're having if you don't have Word, this might be a little bit more difficult. So thank you so much for purchasing this resource. I hope that it's helpful to you. Oh, and one more thing I just want to point out. So once you have named it, what's nice about templates is they can't be overwritten. Like, have you ever done that where you've like made a worksheet or done something and then you saved it, but then you lost the original one? That really can't happen with this. If I click on, like, if I want to do another scrambled spelling word sheet, it will come up again. And now you can see it says document 19. It's not coming up with the one that I said before. So, but part of that is to make sure that you name it and save it in a separate folder to kind of keep yourself organized. Okay, I think that is all for now. Again, thank you so much for your interest in this resource, and I hope it's helpful to you.